Welcome to Learning Canadian English, the podcast for newcomers who want to navigate life in Canada with confidence. I'm your host, Jen.
And I'm Mike. Welcome to episode 30. It's great to have you with us.
Today, we're tackling a topic that everyone, and I mean everyone, has to deal with: grocery shopping.
Right, it seems simple, but there's a whole world of specific vocabulary that can be tricky when you're new to a country.
Exactly. So, in this episode, Words to Know for Grocery Shopping as a Newcomer to Canada, we're going to break down the key terms, share some personal stories, and give you some practical tips to make your next trip to the supermarket a breeze.
I was thinking about this topic, Jen, and it made me remember my grandmother. She moved to Canada from Italy in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and her English was very basic at first. She told me the hardest part for her wasn't talking to people, but just understanding the signs and labels in the grocery store.
I can totally imagine that. It's overwhelming.
Completely. She wanted to buy flour one day to make pasta, but she didn't know the word flour. She knew farina in Italian. So she just wandered the aisles for almost an hour looking for a bag that looked familiar.
Oh, the poor thing. That must have been so frustrating for her.
It was. And it's funny because we take it for granted. We walk in, we know aisle 7, baking supplies, and we're done. For her, it was a huge challenge.
That reminds me of my dad. He grew up in the Netherlands and moved here as a young man.
Okay.
And he loves making pancakes on Sunday mornings, but he uses buttermilk. For years after he moved, he couldn't find it in the store. He would look in the milk section and just see regular milk.
Right, because it's not always right beside the other milk cartons.
Exactly. He didn't know the word buttermilk, so he couldn't ask. He just assumed they didn't sell it here. He tried making pancakes with regular milk and vinegar as a substitute.
A classic home recipe, but not the same.
Not at all. Finally, a neighbor told him what it was called and that it was usually in the dairy case next to the yogurt and sour cream. It was a huge discovery for him. It's those little things, you know?
Yeah, totally. My mom had a similar experience with yogurt itself.
Oh, yeah?
Well, back home, yogurt was just yogurt, plain. Here, she was faced with a wall of options: Greek yogurt, Icelandic skyr, drinkable yogurt, yogurt with fruit on the bottom.
Right. The options are endless. The dairy case can be intimidating.
For sure. She was so confused, she just grabbed the first one she saw. It turned out to be a 6-pack of blue raspberry flavored tubes for kids.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my dad was not a fan of his blue yogurt for breakfast, but it's a perfect example of how even a simple shopping trip can be a massive learning experience.
That's a great point, Mike. So let's start with the basics of just getting around the store. The first word is aisle. That's Aisle, the long rows where the shelves are.
And they're usually numbered and have signs telling you what's in them, like cereal and breakfast or canned goods.
Right. Then you have different sections. The produce section is where you find fresh fruits and vegetables.
Produce, that's a key one. You won't usually see a sign that says fruits and vegetables, it'll say produce.
Exactly. Then there's the dairy case, which we just mentioned. That's where you'll find milk, cheese, yogurt, and butter. And you'll see the deli counter or just the deli.
Right, the deli. This is where you get sliced meats and cheeses. You often have to take a number and wait for your turn.
Yep. And near the deli, you might find the bakery for fresh bread, cakes, and pastries. Don't forget the frozen foods section with all the ice cream and frozen dinners.
Can't forget that one. Another useful area is the bulk section, or bulk bins. This is where you can buy things like nuts, grains, and candy by weight. You scoop what you want into a bag yourself.
Oh, that's a great one to know. It can save you a lot of money. Now, what do you call the thing you push around to put your groceries in?
This is a classic Canadianism. Most people here call it a shopping cart.
Right, a shopping cart.
But you might hear some people, especially older people or in different regions, call it a buggy. You probably won't hear trolley very much. That's more of a British term.
That's a good distinction. So, shopping cart is your safest bet. Now, let's fast forward. You have your cart full of groceries. You go to the front of the store to pay. This area is called the checkout.
Right. And the person who scans your items is the cashier.
Cashier, and you'll see different lanes. If you only have a few things, you can use the express lane or express checkout.
There's usually a sign that says something like 12 items or less.
And when you're at the checkout, you put your items on the conveyor belt. Don't forget to use the checkout divider, that little plastic bar to separate your groceries from the person in front of you.
A very important piece of checkout etiquette, yes.
It is, and the cashier might ask you if you have a loyalty card or a points card. This is a store card that gives you discounts or points.
That's a huge part of Canadian grocery shopping culture, Jen. It's all about saving money. Before you even go to the store, most Canadians check the weekly flyer.
That's so true. For listeners who don't know, the flyer is the thin, newspaper-like booklet you get in the mail or find at the entrance of the store. It lists all the items that are on sale for that week. Many people plan their entire week's meals around what's on special.
Okay, so we've navigated the store. Let's talk about some specific items that can cause confusion. This is the fun part.
It is. Let's start with some things that might be new or seem a bit strange to newcomers. Number 1, milk in bags.
Yes, milk bags. This is very common in Eastern Canada, like Ontario and Quebec. You buy a big bag that contains 3 smaller bags of milk.
And you need a special plastic pitcher to put the bag in before you snip the corner. It's a whole system.
It really is a very Canadian system. Another thing is the term homo milk.
Right. This can be a bit surprising to hear. Homo is short for homogenized, and it refers to whole milk with 3.25% fat. So you'll see skim, 1%, 2%, and homo milk.
Let's talk about breakfast meats. In Canada, if you just say bacon, you'll get the thin strips of bacon that get crispy. But we also have back bacon, which is thicker and rounder, more like ham. It's sometimes called peameal bacon.
That's a really good one. Very Canadian. What about fizzy drinks? Do you say pop or soda?
I definitely say pop. Soda is much more American. In most of Canada, if you ask for pop, everyone will know you mean a soft drink like Coke or Pepsi.
Pop it is. And we have to mention our snacks. Canada is famous for its unique chip flavors.
Oh, absolutely. Like ketchup chips and all dressed chips.
Yes, all dressed is a mix of barbecue, sour cream and onion, ketchup, and salt and vinegar. It sounds strange, but it's delicious. You have to try it.
You do. Okay, let's do a few quick-fire ones. Zucchini or courgette?
Zucchini,
Cilantro or coriander for the leaves?
cilantro,
Bell peppers or capsicum?
bell peppers.
And we can't forget the truly Canadian items you might see, like butter tarts in the bakery.
A Canadian classic. Or Nanaimo bars. And in the frozen section, you might even find a poutine kit with the French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
Perfect for experiencing our national dish at home.
Okay, we've covered a lot of vocabulary, but the most important thing isn't memorizing every single word.
Right. It's about feeling comfortable. So, what's our number 1 tip, Jen?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Seriously. If you can't find something, you can walk up to any store employee and use a simple phrase like, "Excuse me, I'm looking for," or "Could you please tell me where the flour is?"
Exactly. Canadians are generally very friendly and happy to help. They won't judge your English.
Another great tip is to use technology. Make your grocery list on your phone, and if you don't know the English word for an item, you can use a translation app.
That's a great idea. And my last tip is to practice. The checkout is a great place for a small, predictable conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The cashier will say, "Hi, how are you?" They might ask, "Do you need any bags?" When it's time to pay, they'll ask, "How would you like to pay?" You can say by debit, by credit, or cash. Many places also accept tap, where you just tap your card or phone on the machine.
Right. These are short, simple interactions that can really build your confidence. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope these words and tips help you feel more prepared for your next grocery shopping trip in Canada.
Remember, it's a journey, and every little bit of knowledge helps. What did we cover today, Jen?
We talked about navigating the store with words like aisle and deli, key Canadian items like milk in bags and peameal bacon, and some common confusions like pop versus soda.
And our main tip, just ask for help.
That's right. Thank you so much for listening to episode 30 of Learning Canadian English. You can find a transcript of this episode on our website.
Join us next time when we'll be talking about how to understand small talk about the weather. Because in Canada, we talk about the weather a lot.
We sure do. Until then, take care and happy shopping.
Bye, everyone.